I want to show you today how to make something very easy. It's actually going to be confiture from apricots. We have some very beautiful apricots here because we are just in the season of the apricots right now, and I'm just taking this opportunity. But it's not going to be the usual method of making confiture. It's going to be baked. This method makes the confiture even more tasty, and it's actually very easy to do. So the first step that I'm going to follow is, I already washed my apricots. You want to choose, whenever you're making confitures, jams, marmalades, you always want to choose very well ripe, beautiful fruits, which smell very good. The smell of the fruits is actually what is going to give the amazing taste of the confiture. And of course, if you can choose ones which are not treated, that is the best. The best thing is to choose also fruits which are in season right now. In this way, we make sure that we are really using the best quality of fruit. So don't compromise with your fruits. This is going to give you excellent results at the end. We have also put some to dry right now because it's super hot these days and we are just using the time. So they're just on top of our garage. I'm gonna show them later to you, and they're drying in the sun. Nothing else, just apricots in halves and drying in the sun. But right now I'm going to clean these. I'm gonna deseed them and I'm gonna cut them into smaller pieces, and then I'm gonna show you what is going to happen next. Now that I have cleaned my apricots, I'm gonna cut them into smaller pieces, but not too small. Something like this. This one is very good. Actually, the softer the fruits are, the sweeter your confiture is going to be naturally. So this size I'm going to cut into 3. That's pretty much the size you want them. You don't want them too small because it's nice to have some particles in your confiture. It gives it a different feeling to it. Of course, if you wish, you can blend everything together as well, perhaps closer to the end. But we like some of it to have pieces and others to be a more unicorn texture. So these ones I'm gonna try to leave whole like this and to keep them as much as I can. Okay, my apricots are cut and the flies just love them. So it's actually the first time I'm going to make such a confiture, and I'm supposed to bake this at a very low temperature, something like 170 degrees Celsius, so that they can release their juices and some of them evaporate. However, our oven is not working very good, so it always bakes on high temperature. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a little bit of water, just like so, so it doesn't burn, and then I'm going to cover this with, I have another baking pot like this. I'm gonna put it right on top so it doesn't burn, and I'm gonna keep an eye constantly at it. I guess your oven is working fine, so you don't have to worry about this step, but of course you want to keep an eye on them so that they don't start to burn. And just put it a low temperature. I'm gonna see how much that is in Fahrenheit, so I'm gonna put it here because I know we have a lot of viewers from the US. And after the juices are kind of evaporated, most of them, and these become nice and tender, we will add the sugar. But I'm going to show you this step later on. So now this goes in the oven, and I'm going to keep an eye on it. So I wanted to show you how it looks like after about a half an hour baking. Until now I had been baked it covered. I just took off the cover. As you can hear, my oven is quite old. We're about to get a new one very soon. So the juices are already started to release, and the water helped so that the apricots can get soft. They are really soft right now. They're amazing. So I have just uncovered them. I'm gonna let all these juices to evaporate. There's quite a lot of juice, as you can see here. And after that, we're gonna add the sugar. So perhaps at low temperature in a normal oven, it will take pretty much the same time, I suppose. I just have to be very careful now not to burn it. Okay, I will show you again when we are ready to add on the sugar. So I want to show you, we're baking two things here at the same time, how they're already looking. There's still a little bit of moisture left, but I think it's good because I don't want it to totally burn with the sugar. So right at this point, I'm gonna add on the sugar. We are using unrefined brown sugar, but of course it all depends on your taste. And I'm just going to do by eye, to be honest. We don't want our confitures too sweet. So I'll probably add something like half a kilo of sugar to this one. And I'm gonna mix it, and I'm gonna put it back in the oven. And when the sugar is already dissolved, we'll add our last ingredient, and we will put it in our jars. Okay, that's it for now. I'm gonna try it, and if it is okay, the sweetness, I'm gonna leave it like this. If I need some more, I'm just gonna add some more. Well, my confiture is finishing. It's getting ready to be put in jars. I'm gonna prepare my last ingredient, and this is some fresh lemon juice. You can use lime as well, but I prefer lemon. It's a little bit more acidic than the limes, so it has better preservation properties. This is to not let the confiture caramelize. You don't need a lot of it. So I'm gonna juice probably like half a lemon. Like so. You take out the seeds, and this I'm going to add at the very end. So I just took out the confiture out of the oven. It is like this. It was caramelizing already on the top, so it was like black, but once you stir it, this actually dissolves, because this is the sugar that gets caramelized. So that's why you want to add some lemon juice. Here in Bulgaria, they sell citric acid in packages, so people usually just add citric acid, but I prefer a more natural approach. Plus, lemon juice is available everywhere, everyone can find it, so it's very easy to find. If you're using white sugar, your confiture will be lighter in color. I don't know if you can see, this is quite dark. because of the brown sugar. I'm gonna try to go in the light here to show you the color. That's it, the color. Okay. Next step is to actually fill our jars. You want to sterilize your jars, and what I do, I'm using the sun right now. I wash this very well and I put them out in the sun for a while, and the sun has natural ability to sterilize things. It kills bacteria, so it's perfect. So you want to put your confiture in jars straight away as soon as you take it out, as it is still hot, and close them immediately. Like this, you don't need to do anything else to pasteurize them, because they will naturally pasteurize. Okay, I'm gonna continue with putting confiture in my jars, including outside, and I'll be back to you when I'm done. Okay, I'm gonna just share a couple of more tips, and I'm gonna finish this video because it became a little bit longer. Once you put your confiture, you want to do that as soon as possible so that it's still hot. You close them and you put them upside down. When you're closing them, make sure first of all that your jars and the caps are dry, that you don't have moisture there. And as well, when you are putting the confiture, sometimes we make this edge here of the jar, not the cap, inside the dirty from the confiture when it drips. So you want to clean that and then close the jars. And then you just put them upside down and they will pasteurize by themselves. I leave them like this usually overnight, like today is a day. I'm doing it during the day, so I'm gonna turn them up tonight perhaps, and they will be all done. And that's pretty much it. I'm using also jars. I'm reusing jars which we have been buying things in them. As you can see, this is from mustard. The only thing is that you want to make sure you wash them very well to remove all smells. And if you feel to take the time, you can actually dip them in advance in water to remove the seals, but I just didn't have time to do that because I decided to make this very spontaneously. Okay, I hope I helped you with this video with some basics on how to make confiture, especially baked. I think I could have even left it a little bit more liquid because the sugar will thicken it more once it cools down. But perhaps I will make one more time, and the next one I'm gonna do this way. I'm gonna just leave it a little bit more liquid. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, make sure you do so, and I'll see you next time.